Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ask the Unicorn. This is our 101st show. I'm Ahura, for those of you that do not know that have just joined the show, and I will answer questions of a metaphysical, paranormal, mystical, and a spiritual nature. As I said, I'm Ahura, and this is my stalwart companion, Nirakazi.
Hello. Oh, there's the camera. Hi. Today is August 28th, 2016, and it is episode 101.
It is episode 101. That means
you're going to do it.
I don't do that.
Yeah, right.
You're the evil one. I'm the good guy.
Oh, whatever.
So I hope you all have a bunch of questions this evening because I'm looking forward to the questions. There are some great things. I finished yet another editing another scene from Childcare, and I'm very excited about that. And I want to give a shout out to all of the New England filmmakers out there, independent filmmakers, colleagues of mine that are coming out with great films, and we're all working very diligently to bring you wonderful entertainment. And Childcare, the film that I'm working on, the series that I'm working on, is coming out very soon. It's almost finished, and I've been doing the editing and soundtracking, and actually I really like doing that. It's just a very lonely job, and it's looking very beautiful, I might say. So I'm sure that you'll all be pleased with it. Now, before we move on to the show this evening, a few things. I know that you've all been inundated by political madness and all of the ugly things that have been happening around our country in particular. The rest of the world has their ugliness as well. However, I'm dealing with the United States of America, and we've had some beautiful things happening, but we've had some seriously ugly things happening. And I just want to say this to everybody. Hang on, hang in there. It'll get better. We have a lot of things to clean up. We have a lot of things to improve, Try not to be ugly. There's already enough ugly. Try to find some kindness and some civility in your heart. Now, there are a lot of people that are going around spreading a bunch of hate and fear and doing a bunch of really nasty things to each other and even nasty things to themselves. You don't want to be a part of that group. What you want to be is a part of the group that has decided that you will live free and be strong and be positive and add to the sea of spirituality that is there and available for all of us. And our country could use some healing, and we're looking forward to the healing that will come. And hopefully we'll be able to shed some light on a lot of things that have been happening and get some people some help that seriously need help. And those people that seriously need help are those people that think it's okay to shoot and kill someone just because they feel like doing it, or under the guise of being afraid, or those other people that are going around and committing all kinds of crimes and expect not to pay for it. I have seen lots of things that have happened, and there are those people that are supposed to be part of the force that is serving and protecting us that don't know what either one of those mean, that have just taken their badges as a license to go around and punish people. Well, that's going to cause a revolt pretty soon. And guess what? There are a lot more people, there are a lot more civilians than there are policemen. By the same token, there are those people out committing crimes that think that they can just wantonly commit crimes and not have the policemen punish them, and they're wrong. We've got to get this point. We've got to get to this point where we're meeting each other and understanding. Listen, policemen have a hard job. They just do. They have a terrible job. By the same token, I think that the police should be screened much more harsh. There should be mental profiles. There should be psychological profiles. There should be physical profiles. And, if they don't meet the criteria of these profiles, they don't need to be policemen. If you have a drug problem or have an alcohol problem or an addiction problem, or you've been in some violent altercations, you do not get to be a policeman. The policemen are supposed to be the best of us. They're supposed to be the ones that are not afraid and nervous and panicky and thin-skinned and fragile and frightened and so forth. They are supposed to be the stalwart. They are supposed to be the ones that are not shaking in their boots when the rest of us are. Even though I don't shake in my boots, I'm just, illustrating. By the same token, they shouldn't have to go out and clean up stupid messes. They shouldn't have to go out and risk their lives every single day because some moron decides that they're entitled to commit a crime. Now, we've had enough ugliness. We just have. Let's all do something positive. In fact, I'm going to challenge everyone to do at least 5 positive and beautiful things in this week. 5. Was that number too high for you? You looked hard. I'm like, what?
I was looking at the fly. It was right in front of my face.
Yeah. So, that being said, listen, everyone just try to be okay. Care about each other, even if you don't know each other. At least have a little bit of civility and care about each other. It'll be very helpful. All right, let's get on with the show. The unicorn is in. I'm listening.
We have shout outs to Elise. Hi, Elise.
Hi, Elise.
Tavari. Hello.
Tavari.
Eva. Michelle. Rebecca. And Carrie. Say hi. Hi.
Hi there.
We have a question from Darius. He says, how can you learn defense magic in the astral in case of a battle?
First off,
don't be in the astral.
Don't be in the astral. That's not going to change. My answer is not going to change. You are not supposed to be in the astral realm. If you are trying to do defense in the astral realm, you need to ask yourself a question. Why the hell are you there in the first place?
Can you say that?
Okay. Yes, I can. I mean, you've watched my show. You know what I think about the astral plane. So don't ask me to do something that's going to how can I defend myself in the astral plane? If you find yourself there on accident, look for the nearest exit. And if you can't find an exit, stay and concentrate on getting yourself back to where you were supposed to get. Do not panic. Just get yourself back to where you're supposed to get. You're not supposed to be there. If you're going there being a tourist or trying to find some answers, or maybe you think that you're going to have power by going into the astral realm, usually when a person decides to go and travel into the astral realm, they know that they're not supposed to be there and they're trying to do something other than what they should be doing. Now, the astral realm will trap you eventually. Like, keep going back and forth. Don't believe me, that's fine. But don't go calling me or a person like me when you get stuck there, because you're asking for it. And I don't care what some group tells you. I really don't care what book you've read. I have had to go into the astral realm and pull people the hell out. And it was not a pleasant experience. Or get whatever they picked up in the astral realm off of them because it was draining their life force. Oh, that's right. People believe that your life force can't be drained. I got news for you. If you have a body, a physical body, you do not belong on the astral realm. Do you understand? You do not. But if you find yourself there, because there are a lot of things that can get you there, whether it be on purpose or not on purpose, concentrate on getting yourself back. When I was younger, a little kid, I used to find myself there from time to time. And, you all can think whatever you like. I would always concentrate on Jesus. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics of what his name was or what his name is or whether or not he was black or white. The only Jesus I knew was Jesus. And then I learned who he really was, and I learned, or who he really is, and I learned a lot. I also learned that I can say the Christ that I know is Jesus. It doesn't matter who you know is Jesus to me. It matters who I know is the Christ. And that would be my liberating key. And it works every time without fail. So what you have to do is focus on something that you know will be a point of liberation or freedom for you. Something real, something good. And you can do that. And then you'll find your way out of the astral realm. But mark my words, if you're going there tempting fate, and you're going there because you think you're going to find the easy way to spiritual enlightenment, I guarantee you, you will eventually regret it.
Ooh. I love to say that word.
I can say those words. I'm an adult. You can't.
I'm an adult too.
No, you're not.
I was swallowing.
Exactly.
Drinking water. Yeah.
That's how people choke.
Ha ha ha.
So anyway, your defensive methods, your number one defensive method, stay out of the astral realm. Stay here on Earth. This is where you are. You can travel all over the universe in your soul. You can travel all over the universe in the etheric body. You can travel all over the universe in your mental body. And you know what? You will still remain conscious here.
Michelle wants to know, how do you know if you're in the astral? I don't want to go there, she says. Let me know if I'm there. I don't know.
You know, the interesting thing about the astral realm is that people will find themselves there, and it's very akin to dreaming, only usually you have a lot more consciousness in the astral realm. The astral realm many times could appear very, very fanciful and very, very even beautiful. And eventually the facade wears off. It becomes very dark. It becomes very shaded. It becomes very, very confusing. And there's always something that tries to keep you there. And then there's that moment of consciousness where you say, oh, wow, is this really real? And then for some reason, something keeps pulling you back, pulls you back. That's because you belong in your body, not floating above it, not floating outside of it, not journeying all over the place, leaving it unattended. Oh, wait. Or surrounded in white light. Okay? That whole white light thing, you people seriously need to get out of that. Okay? If you are behind enemy lines, the last thing that you want to do is to be surrounded in white light. All you'll be doing is showing everything and everybody where you are. You do not want to be seen. You do not want to be heard. You do not want to be noticed, nor do you want to be sensed. You want to be gone, disappeared, out. Okay? Let's just talk real here. I hear a lot of very pretty, very, nice, but very airy-fairy things, which causes people to be psychically attacked daily. One of them is, I just surround myself in white light and know that I'm okay. Well, brilliant. That's wonderful if you want to show everybody where you are. But do you really have an idea of what surrounding yourself with white light is, or is it just in your head, in that imagination, which is seriously flawed because you don't have the concentration that you need? Okay? Seriously. Let's get real here. I have news for you all. That war, that battle of light and darkness, has been going on for quite some time. And has gotten really real and very, very tangible as of late, in case you all have not noticed. Do you seriously believe that those are ordinary people out there doing all of the destruction and killing and all of the vastly evil things that you've been hearing about? Guess what? There are things inside these people. And they are manipulating these people to do such things. That's why half of them don't even know what they're doing. By the same token, there the other side that's helping people, that's moving people out of the way, that is getting people out of the way of serious harm. You hear this debate every single day whether or not God is real. I got news for you. God is real. And he gets blamed a lot of times for things that have nothing to do with. People say, Well, if God is real, how can he allow such horrible things to happen? How can he allow these horrible things to happen to children? Listen, the lives of children are no more important than the lives of an old person. Okay? Second off, did it not dawn on everybody that there's another side, that there's another guy working against God, that is working against the light, that does things? Did it not dawn on you all that yes, you have free will, but you can be subjected to another person's free will, and sometimes they use their free will in a way to destroy you? It's beautiful that we have a lot of people that are gathering positivity, but realize, oh, the negativity that is going on out there is destroying us on a daily basis. And guess what? It is real. And you can close your eyes and believe all day, saying that you are surrounding yourself in white light, and you will find that white light on the floor after you've been done dirty. So let's get real here. Yes, positivity and light are powerful, and they can and will and do protect you. However, let's understand what that really is. Is it covering yourself in white light? Who told you that white light was so great? And whoever told you that is full of crap. You don't want to be seen. So the light that you surround yourself is the light that is going to make you invisible. As I always say, invisible, intangible, undetectable, unhearable, and unsensible. And absolutely untouchable. If you do find yourself in the astral realm, don't panic. Concentrate on getting out. And if someone wants to do things like have you travel to the astral realm and tell you how wonderful and great it is, well, you go ahead and you let them be wonderful and great. It's beautiful. You let them do whatever they choose. Just like there are people out there that are still using Ouija boards. People that rename them. What do they call them? Angel boards, spirit boards.
They have a supernatural
board.
You know, with Dean and whatever the heck his other name is.
Well, both of them wouldn't know a ghost or a demon or a ghoul if it slapped the hell out of them. What I'm telling you all is that you can call it whatever you want to. It's still the same game. It just is. There are thousands of paranormal investigators, thousands of people that pick up a camera and decide, I'm going to investigate the paranormal. I'm going to catch a ghost. I recently heard something that says, or saw something that says how to tame a ghost. First off, you cannot tame a ghost. A ghost is something that you really can't interact with. You can observe it. A spirit is something on the other end, and they really don't need any taming. Spirits are just as intelligent as they were when they were in a body. They still have consciousness. They just don't have a body. We think of all kinds of beautiful little sayings daily. Platitudes, my teacher used to call them. But the bottom line is this: there's some beautiful things for us to experience. For those of you that have never been on a soul travel, you might want to. It's very helpful. You can still remain conscious while you are receiving beautiful information, seeing magnificent things. There's no danger of something coming along and trying to cohabitate in your body with you, as with the astral realm. There's no danger of something coming along and tugging on that cord that keeps you connected with your body. There's no danger of coming back with something else and then having schizophrenic episodes. Most people are afraid of possession, and I keep telling you people that that's something that happens very rarely. However, In a soul travel, there's no danger of that. You remain in control of your faculties, but understand this: the dangers are very, very real. They may be rare, but they are extremely real. So, how do I feel about the astral realm? Stay the hell out of it. Defending yourself against going into the astral realm is staying grounded. Staying real, understanding that the first level of spirituality is reality. And reality demands your attention. So, perhaps at some point in time, someday, I will tell you how, if I have to go into the astral realm to retrieve someone, how I defend myself. But that's for another time. What else have you got?
We have a guest in Hilo that's tuning in. Aloha!
Aloha. How are you?
And we have a question from Roberta.
Hey, Roberta.
Hey, Roberta. She says, "Hi, Z. I know it's been a while."
Yeah?
Yeah, a while, just a little bit, Roberta. "Since I've reached out to you, many things have accelerated and I've been searching online and have not been able to find the answer. I have figured out how to shield myself here and galactically. However, I want to know how to remove any trace of where I have been so as to not be followed. Can you assist? Forever grateful."
I can, of course.
She's going by Birdie now. Birdie.
Okay. One of the things that you can do is, I think I showed you, and if I didn't, I meant to, ceremony of fire and water to cleanse all of the negativity off, and then to purify, or to wash away the ashes of that negativity that you purified. It's a ceremony of fire and water. You'll need a shell, and it has to be a seashell that's capable of holding water, and a candle, white candle, no scent. You'll have to light the candle and hold your hand about 6 inches away from the candle, briefly, just enough to feel the warmth. Don't leave it holding there, just feel the warmth. Place it on your heart, on your throat, and on your forehead. And then with your other hand, you'll dip it in the water, just enough to get it wet, on your heart, on your throat, and on your forehead and up. There's a whole nother thing with that, but that will take a while. But that will actually wash away the vibration of that, of where you've been. Part of psychic self-defense. Remember, leave no trace. If you do that, it'll get rid of any of the residual energy. Remember, your bottom four are pretty well equipped to deal with things on physical nature. It's the top that you have to protect mostly. Okay, so I hope that helps you out. All right, good to hear from you again now.
Elise asks, she says, "I have been getting spiritually attacked by witches in my neighborhood who are sending demons to us. Tal got sick and I'm still doing spiritual warfare. Do you have any advice about what is the next step? Shall I call you now to give you more details?"
No, it's okay. Remember, I've given you many tactics on how to fight those. Refer to those tactics. I've given you some very tried and true tactics. You know how to set up shields because I've shown you all. Okay, you know how to use the prayers because I've shown you all. Remember, you are a prayer warrior. There are things that you know work. One of the things under a psychic attack that is always tested is your faith. Always. But remember, 3 things: faith, hope, love. Okay? Those 3 get together, form soul force, and then you'll use that soul force as your sword. Remember, you know that God is real. No one could ever convince you that God is not real, and therefore you're a child of God. And being a child of God, you know that no enemy can stand before you. You know that. Use those things which have been given to you. Remember Psalms 91. Remember Psalm 71 for deliverance. Remember, those things work. Remember to cast them out, banish, seal, and then shield yourself against them. Remember that. Do your prayer work. If something is getting a hold of you or Tal, it's because somewhere there's a weak portion of your chain. There's some place that something has, you've allowed something to enter into your home, or you've gone out and picked up something and brought it back into your home. So go to every single portion of yourself and get rid of those things. Purify your home. Start from the ground up. Okay? Always go to the basics. And I might say this for all of you. Listen, there are things that have worked for you in your life. Okay? In your life. I almost said lives.
Lies. I heard you. I thought you said lies.
There are things that work for you in your life. Okay? You know what they are. You know what to do. We all know what to do. Follow the steps one by one. Even if it means that you're starting all over again, follow the steps. There is no shame in starting again. There is no shame in going back and reviewing your beginning lessons, the very lessons that got you where you are now. There is absolutely no shame in going to step one and reviewing step one, and then going to step two, going to step three, going to step four. Because if you're in trouble right now, I guarantee you that you have forgotten something, or that you let something slack, or that you let something slide. So go. Do it. And you're not going back to anything. You are starting right where you are. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go right back at the wall. It's okay. We all do it. We all fail. And we fail miserably. Pick yourself up. Dust the things off. Clean your armor up a little bit. Then go right back at the wall. There are people all over this world that are counting on you getting back up. They are all counting on you getting back up. They are all counting on you standing. Because if one of us is standing, then that means that we all have hope. All of the people that are fighting for the water, all of the people that are fighting for the land, the people that are fighting for the food, the people that are fighting just to frickin' breathe are all counting on you getting back up. They are counting on you to keep your faith, to keep your hope and your love, to keep your belief. Don't give up. If you listen closely, you can hear all of the natives all over the world chanting, praying, dancing and singing and drumming to protect this earth. From here, I can hear what is happening in South Dakota because it's happening here. There are people standing for the rock. There are people standing for Mauna Kea. And you can hear them. There are people standing for life. People standing against brutality, people standing against crime, people standing against hate, people standing against sexism, people standing against prejudice, people standing against hunger, people standing against poverty, people standing against sickness, people standing against war. And all of them are counting on your prayers. Because as you pray for anything, that prayer, the energy of that prayer goes into this huge ocean that is distributed to every single one. So yeah, we're all counting on you. We're all counting on you. Don't fall prey to these people. Stand up. Do not let them stop you. The worst they can do to you is kill you. You'll be back. So stand, people, stand. I hope that helps you. What else have you got?
Charmaine says, aloha, this is a much needed pep talk for me. Stressed and discouraged. Don't give up.
Don't give up, sister. There's a lot of us standing with you. We are all standing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Maybe we'll get there soon, but maybe you can also come here and we can have a huge, great time. And then Kazi can dance all day.
All day. Yeah, all day. I would dance all day if I was allowed to. We have a question from Natalia. She says, greetings, goddess. That's Tusanari. And hold on. Hey, Kazi the awesome. She called me awesome. Thanks, Natalia. And she says, peace, Baba. I haven't been able to recharge for 48 hours yet, and I had a horrible day. I got put on probation at work for caring for my coworkers. I'm hurt about it. I don't want to be mean to my boss. But I know I am capable. How do you stay positive when you are highly emotional and feeling violent?
Here's something that I'll tell you that was told to me a long time ago, because I used to feel violent a lot at work.
Yeah.
My teacher told me a few things that I'm going to tell you. You are not at work to win friends and influence people. You are at work to get a paycheck. You do what's expected of you, and then you get the hell out. Okay? Zip it. Do what's asked of you to do at work. Okay? It's okay. One day you'll own the business, and then you can do whatever you want. However, if you're working for someone, for the duration that you are there, you do what they ask. I know it's hard, so keep your mouth shut and get out. You are not your job. Okay? That is only a job. And you were looking for one when you found that one. Okay? So just bear with it. Get the paycheck. Get the money. It's great that you were caring for your coworker. Care for your coworker after hours. During there, you care for the job. It's a hard thing to do. It's very difficult, but it is entirely necessary. Remember, you keep that job because it gives you money, whatever pittance that you get paid.
I like money.
Okay? And honestly speaking, that's my best advice to you. Just do the job until you find a better job. Okay? Just reel it in. It's okay. I understand. People make you furious.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Deep breath. Exhale. Okay? You'll be fine. Hang in there. Better things are coming. Hope that helps you.
Question from Michelle. She says, how do you, oh, wait, we already asked that. How do you know if you're in the astral realm? We asked that already. Moving on to Darius. He says, can you tell me what you see? What? Can you tell me what you see coming to me?
Are you asking for a reading?
Come for me.
If you're asking for a reading,
I think
then you'll have to schedule a reading. I don't do readings on the show.
Please give us a call, Darius, at area code 207-347-5686 anytime throughout the week, and we can schedule a reading
Certainly
for you with Z.
I'd be more than willing to do that for you.
Marshall has a question. He
Hey,
says,
Marshall.
what would happen if we merged our free will with the will of God and Goddess? What would we see?
Well, if you merge you have to understand your free will is merged with the will of God and Goddess. That's why you have free will. It was their will to give you free will. But I think I know what you're wanting to say here. If you decided to use your free will to do the will of God and Goddess, then you're right. It would be a very powerful event, and it would be much better for you. And that's kind of what we're already working on in the first place. The only thing that we have to deal with is brother ass, and that's this body, okay, that doesn't want to do anything. So if we can master our bodies and we can discipline our lives, then I think that we are in accordance with the will of Father and Mother, as I know them. Okay, so that's a good start. Start by mastering your body, then mastering your mind, and then the rest will happen. That will find out what their will is. You can usually find out what their will is with every step that you take. Sometimes you follow their will, other times you justify following your own will, and none of us are perfect, but we're working on it. We're all in various states of perfection, and allow yourself that concession, and that's a very, very good start. But free will is the will of the Father and the will of the Mother. It is the will of God and Goddess. So keep yourself in accordance to that. That's enough. To master that will keep you busy for the next 5 or 6 incarnations. I mean, there are people that spend their whole lives, and even with all of the improvements and all of the wonderful evolutions that I've seen you go through, there's so much more to go through. So much more. And let's just, you're doing it on a daily basis, and you're right. If we all collectively could do that, man, we would probably create a whole new universe. I hope that helps you out. What do you got there? What else have you got?
Rebecca says, how do you express a gut feeling to the police about an old crime? Have you ever done that?
No. I have never done that, but you just come out and say it. If there's a gut feeling about something, there's no other way to approach it but to just come right out and say it. This is how I feel about something. Sometimes if you're a person like myself, I have seen a lot of things, and I knew a lot of things and know a lot of things. Like, I can tell you a lot of things, but there's always a danger that someone will think that you, or try to implicate you in the crime. Like years and years ago, this girl disappeared, and she got kidnapped, and I told them the police chief, Chitwood was his name, to give me a call. I tried calling his office and saying, listen, I know where this girl is, because I just knew I could see it. And, I knew because they moved her, and because they had held prayer vigils, and and things, or vigils, whatever they called them, their vigils, and they had announced it all over the air. And they, the moment that they did that, the killer panicked, and they thought she was one place, but I could smell where she was. I could sense where she was, and it was a little too far for me to actually walk to. But I said, well, maybe I'll just tell them. And, he never gave me a call back. And then some other people that I knew of, I said, can you ask him to give me a call? And he just never gave me a call. And I said, but I know where she is. So I told some people, and then it just dawned on me, I probably should not push this so hard.
Suspect.
And unfortunately, she came up dead. And she would if someone didn't get to her quickly. But what do you say to people? Hell, I knew that the Twin Towers were going to go down. I knew that a year before it happened. I also knew that there was going to be a tsunami in Sumatra. I also knew that there was going to be a lot of other things that have happened. But, telling people, they'll just say, oh, how could you possibly know that? And you're just making it up. And, then when stuff does go down, well, how did you know? I just knew. And, if you have that gut feeling that, and you're going to say something to the police, there's no other way than to just say it. And I doubt seriously they would implicate you in, something bad or some crime.
She says she submitted an anonymous tip, but they wanted more information. She had contact with the person whose name she gave, and she worried about her safety.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I don't trust the police, she says, so ha ha ha.
Well, they don't trust you either.
Mutual relationship.
It's just, of course, they're going to want to know more. That's the nature of their job, is to investigate. It just is. Even in my line of work, which is a psychic policeman, I investigate every single option. Even though I can see things, when I go to do an investigation, I ask every single question possible. There's no question that I don't ask. What did you have to eat last night? Do you have this problem often? Are you and the wife arguing? Are you and the husband arguing? How many kids do you have? How often do you take a break? Do you guys, are you on any drugs? You drink a lot? Have you eaten too much candy? What? You have to ask all of these questions. Are there any health problems? How long has this house been haunted for? And why do you think it's haunted? It's just these things you always have to, they're always going to want to know something. So you either get involved or you don't. I figured, like I've had people call me and ask me, if I knew where someone was, and I could say, well, that's great. I can see that they're here. They're by this, and this is what that looks like, and this is that. And then they'll go find them and say, well, yeah, he was by water. I said, well, I knew he was by water because I was looking at him. But sometimes it's just better to stay out of it. Other times, maybe some cops. Like I know a couple of policemen, that I could call and say, hey, I just picked this up. This is what I saw. But just come out and tell them. Listen, there's an old saying, no good deed goes unpunished. It's pretty much the truth. So if you're going to get involved, realize you'll take a risk. You just will.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Darius says okay, and he'll contact us about scheduling a reading. Marshall says, how do we give back to you for your teachings?
Well, you can always make a donation to Unicorn Cove School of Metaphysics. That's www.unicorn-cove.com. That's how you can give back to us, so I can keep doing these. Or what's the other one? You can give us a donation.
You can stop by the bakery, have a cup of tea.
You can do that too,
Drop it off a donation.
Yeah, you can do that. As we can stop by Daily Bread Bakery in Standish and leave a donation. We're always open for that. It helps us out. The bakery isn't doing that great at all. It hasn't, because people still prefer to go to Aroma Joe's and Dunkin' Donuts. I have absolutely no idea why. We have the best coffee around, and it's real coffee, and we bake fresh every single day. We're using organic ingredients, and and no premixes or anything. Everything is baked from scratch. You would think they would prefer that, but anyway, like I said, that's how you can do. You can go to our website, unicorn-cove.com, and that is Unicorn Cove School of Metaphysics, and see the donation button, and you can just leave a donation, and hopefully we will get a lot of donations so that we can expand what we do. But for right now, listen, this is what I love to do. It is my job. It's not my hobby, but I love doing this. I have the ability. I'm the one with the muscle, so I'll help push the car out of the road. But that's how you can do that. We would appreciate it. And if you'd like to take classes, you can also contact us at the same address, and that was Hiroshi, barking for no apparent reason.
Oh, he heard a thump.
Oh.
He's special.
Yeah, he is special. There's you could do that. You can give us a call, and Kazi will take your donation over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's area code 207-347-5686. I do teach classes in psychic development, psychic self-defense, classes in spirituality, classes in mysticism, and I teach paranormal investigation. And you can give us. You can hit us up at www.unicorn-cove.com or give us a call. And that's how you do that.
Sorry. Darius has another question.
Sure.
He says, I read that you can do defensive magic while on the other side, especially in some spiritual battles. How can one learn it?
Ooh, what do you mean? You can do spiritual battles while on the other side? Yeah, there are things that you can do, but why would you want to be on the other side? You're on this side. Again, there's no, if you're not supposed to be in the astral realm, there's no point to me even saying things like that, what you can do on the other side, unless you're in the spiritual realm, which means you've lost your body completely and are going on to the next incarnation, and then I would help you then. However, there are things that you can do here to help yourself, and that would be psychic self-defense. That would be energetic self-defense. There are things that you can do here. There is, in fact, magic that you can do to help yourself and help to ward off negative entities and help to ward off negative energies. There's tons of negative energies that you can ward off. And some of them come with just a basic knowledge of who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. And I always tell people this, ask yourself 3 questions. Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? 1, I'm a spiritual being. I live in a spiritual world, and I am growing and evolving daily. Now, what does that mean? How are you growing and evolving daily? What lessons are you learning this day? Okay, I can give a person spiritual disciplines and give them physical disciplines that have the spiritual connotation. One of the simplest disciplines that I give people is karma yoga, which is basically, I guess you could look at it as matching or cleaning your karma through physicality, and it works. Then there's bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of love. And then there's all of the different things that I teach, such as Tai Chi, such as numerology, such as astrology, the divine sciences, such as soul retrieval, soul travel. And as I said, psychic self-defense, how to defend one's energy against all of the negativity that is out there. And all of the negativity, even that you have within yourself. Realize that your mind is a universe. Your mind is an inner universe that can manufacture all kinds of things, and usually you do. The moment that you have a negative thought, that's the only negativity you need to fight is your negativity. While on the other side, if you're talking about in the dream plane, that's a different story. The dream plane, there are ways to defend yourself. There are ways to become lucid. And there are also ways to make sure that you don't get invaded even in your dream life, because there are those people out there that do know how to invade a person's dreams. There are people out there that know just as much as I do, and some even more, that choose to use their knowledge to do something untowardly. Fortunately, there are those out there that choose to use their knowledge in light and in love and in peace. Then you'll find that when one chooses the role of peace, or the route of peace, to remain peaceful doesn't always mean to remain soft. To be peaceful means that you do everything to maintain your peace. You do everything to maintain light. And you do everything to maintain harmony. Now, people oftentimes mistake harmony and kindness and peace for being nice and sedate and inactive. You couldn't be more incorrect. They are very active, just as patience is very, very active. Patience is not waiting for anything. It is taking a step after step after step. Peace is not sedate. Peace is active. It is doing those things that are necessary to maintain a state of peace. Kindness is very, very active and very, very honest. Nice people lie, cheat, and steal.
Yep.
Don't say things when things need to be said. Don't act when action is according. Kindness always acts. You know, niceness creates violence. Niceness creates anger, hatred. Kindness is always honest. This world has a problem. The world has a problem because it's become violent. It is extremely violent. And why? Because of unkindness. You've been unkind to people. People have been unkind to you. You've been unkind to yourself. Kindness. My teacher taught me this long ago, and I found that it was correct. So it has always been my goal to be kind. I am not a nice person. Many of you may think I am. I am not a nice person. I am very kind. I'm very honest. And I'm very kind. If you ask me, I will tell you the truth of how I feel and how I think. If I see that you're doing something wrong, I will tell you.
Oh, yeah, I will. What is it you say? You'll poke holes in your ship so that there are no other holes to be poked.
Until there are no holes to be poked.
It's just so brutal. So brutal.
If you need a reality check, I'll cash it. However, I will do so kindly.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something right, I will be the first to tell you. And then say, on to the next one. On to the next journey. Remember, when you're victorious someplace, it only means that you have the fuel to get to your next victory. We all have failures. That's what makes us strong. We all have victories. Our victories should make us stronger. Because we know what it feels like to win. Balance is only an in-between state. Your fight is daily. Every day we fight. Let our fight be in love and peace. And let us use light as our swords. And by the same token, let us use light and love as our shield. And truth is our armor. Remember, truth isn't always what you think it is. Going and telling the truth that you stole the cookie may be pointless.
I stole the cookie. I stole the cheese Danish.
Whatever.
I can't help it. They're so good.
But if you're honest with yourself, then you are being honest. Then you are being truthful.
I'm addicted to them.
So, I hope that little talk helps you. What else have you got for me?
Darius says, I wanted to know to be able to help others not to pick fights.
Great. Then that will pique my interest. Then you would be willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are willing to learn, then you'll take classes. I do not teach for free. This is my job, not my hobby. And I would be more than willing to train you. As I said, give us a call. We'll schedule something with you. Darius has always been a good name. Usually gives a connotation of bravery. You really want to help? Then learn. Hope that helps you out. What else have you got?
That's it. There's another new listener by the name of Deannie that is on. Hello, Deannie.
Hello.
Or Deanie. I don't know. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
She does it
I do
quite
it
often.
all the time. I'm so sorry.
Quite often. She even mispronounces my name.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Why would you say that?
Because you do. You do not call me father.
No. I call you.
You can't even say it right.
I don't have a deep voice.
Sound like Schmeagol.
I don't have a deep enough voice. I call you Jefe.
All right. So anybody got any more questions? You can ask all of your questions. I'm here.
I call you Jefe. That's a good one.
Call me Jefe.
I'm the only one that calls you Jefe.
Yeah.
Because you're my Jefe.
That I am. I'm very Jefe.
What? No, I don't want. No puns. No. I will get up and walk away. I will walk out. No puns.
All right. Are there any other questions?
No more.
No more questions? Boy, I was hoping to get a whole bunch of questions tonight.
No questions from Charmaine?
Yeah, Charmaine, I've been waiting to talk to you.
Yeah.
She's over there in Hawaii.
I know.
All chilling and stuff. And
in
here we are
beautiful
stuck
weather.
here.
And here we are about to go into fall. It's dropping. It's like,
What's it like, 40 degrees today?
oh, I don't know. Anything below 60. I'm cold. Tropical people, we can't handle below 60.
Yeah, I know.
50
Tell me
degrees,
about it.
and we're like, oh my God.
Every year I lose my tan.
What?
I do.
What?
Every year.
Dude,
Yes, I do.
no, you don't lose your tan.
Yes, I do. I get tan in the summer and then it goes away.
You're tripping.
I'm not either. Just wait. Wait.
Just wait, what?
I'll be 3 shades lighter.
Yeah,
Right.
you'll be, but you're still tan.
I didn't say lose it altogether, dork. Always going to be Polynesian.
You're always
going to be Polynesian, Apache, and Black.
Be
and
tan.
Irish.
You're always going to be
tan. In the winter, the
tan.
Irish person decides to make an appearance.
Nuh-uh. You will always be tan.
Never said I wouldn't be. It's just, I like my nice, healthy brown tan, and then it turns kind of beige.
Whatever. Don't even get me started about tans, okay? Once upon a time, I used to be your lightest shade. And now, look at this.
Oh, I know this.
At least.
So how's the weather over in Hawaii right now, Charmaine?
Freaking beautiful.
How is it?
I will tell you.
I didn't tell you to look up. I asked her.
Oh, I'll tell you. Darius says thank you, and he says I've read many things on Medicine Wheel. What is your take on it?
Which medicine wheel?
Elise says thank you so much.
Really, which medicine wheel?
I don't know yet.
You know, my take on the medicine wheel is that I'm a friend of the wind. I'm an agent of the wind. The wind is my medicine. Medicine wheel has 5 different medicines. I'm an agent of wind and lightning. And that's the medicine that I use. That is the medicine that is within me. My virtue is life. I do everything to preserve it in myself and in others.
Elise says, thank you so much. Such a difference immediately when I pledged to God to take spiritual responsibility. Darius has another question. He says, what is a shapeshifter, and is it possible to do it on the earth plane?
Yes, it is possible while still obeying physical laws. A shapeshifter is someone that can assume form, different form. But it would have to be a form that you're resonant with. And even then, you can only do it to such a degree if you're in human form. There would always be a remnant of you as a human. Those that have mastered shape-shifting understand this. What they understand is that you may take on the total appearance of a dog with one human hand.
Don't! Didn't work.
It's just that way. No, it did work. It's just, remember, we live in different kingdoms where we also have to obey the laws of physics because of the planet that we're on. If we were on another planet, those physics might apply differently. The whole laws might change. But on this third dimensional predominancy, you will adhere somewhat to the form that you're in. That does not mean that you will not take on every other attribute of that which you are changing shape to become. Now, it would be more likely that you could change shape from one human form to another because it's in the same kingdom. But that would take an awful lot of energy, and you couldn't stay in that shape or in that state for long. There are those that have mastered. And even then, they can't stay in another shape for long. See, this is one of those brilliant things that the universe has manufactured. So obviously, we're here for a reason. The universe has manufactured things so precisely that your form is your form. And although you may be able to change it briefly, it will ineffably snap back to the form that you were supposed to. Even as far as time travel and things like that, you can only go a certain distance for a certain amount of time. You will eventually have to return at this particular moment. However, there are future times in which you can come back. You couldn't necessarily go up, but you can come back for a lot longer period of time. You know, same with shape shifting. You could only shift so much before you'd have to snap right back again. Could work over a period of time, of course, you would begin to have some immunity to the effects. And believe you me, I've seen shapeshifters, and I have known several. And I have had to stop one from shifting into what they were shifting into because it was hurting them severely. It's the woman that I told you wanted to become an eohippus.
What?
Horse.
No.
Prehistoric horse.
Right. You told me about that.
Yeah.
Interesting story.
Their bones were bending. Because they were bending, it was really hurting her badly. I had to, tell her, listen, you can't do that. It has to be in the same kingdom if you're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it is possible. Very possible. The first thing that you'd have to understand, if you're talking about shifting into an animal form or a creature form other than human, you first have to see if you had an affinity with that particular entity or that particular creature. And if you did have an affinity for it, then you have to see if you had a totemic for it. And if you do have a totemic for it, then it might be possible.
It happens with me and my bangs. All the time.
Just remember, though, you have to have a totemic for it. To have an affinity with an animal is never enough. You have to have a totemic. It has to be a totem of yours.
And my computer just
Hope that helps you. Okay, anything else?
Well,
Will you stay on the screen?
it just crashed.
Yeah, because you kept shifting. Just stay on the screen.
No, I put my hands away from the computer
No.
screen. Relaunch, yes, relaunch. It's Windows. Windows keeps trying to make me upgrade to Windows 10. It's not even my laptop.
So now you just stay on the page that you're on when we're doing the show.
Ooh.
So anyway, what time is it?
It's 8:40.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to end the show tonight anyway. But tell your friends about the show. Okay. The more people that I have on, the more questions that are asked. The more questions that are asked, the more I get to teach. Remember what I said to you all. Steer clear of the madness. Okay. Do some positive things. Make sure that you are spreading some form of positivity. Okay? And together, we will defeat negativity and darkness and evil. All right? Don't be lured into adding more negativity to the pool of negativity. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week on Ask the Unicorn. Unicorn out.